If your work is local, why should you care what another country is doing? That is a fair question. But increasingly, the forces reshaping work are not local. AI, aging populations, skills shortages, migration, disability inclusion, changing employer needs. Countries are confronting many of the same forces, just at different times, at different speeds, and in different ways. And that creates an opportunity. Taiwan offers a useful example. For many years, Taiwan has invested in workforce development, skills, vocational training, employment services, and international cooperation. More recently, Taiwan has brought particular attention to disability inclusion as part of the larger transformation of work. In July, Taiwan's Workforce Development Agency brought together workforce leaders and organizations from several nations for an international forum focused on digital transformation, inclusive training, and employment opportunities for people with disabilities. The discussion brought together professionals from different countries and workforce systems, but this was not simply a conference about disability programs. The larger question was, as AI and digital technology reshape work, how do we make sure those changes expand opportunity rather than create new barriers? What makes Taiwan especially worth observing is that this discussion is backed by an existing employment system. Taiwan provides vocational evaluation and training, individualized rehabilitation services, supported employment, transition assistance, and other pathways designed around different abilities and circumstances. But the responsibility does not stop with the individual. Taiwan also works with employers to redesign jobs and workplaces through accessibility improvements, assistive technology, communication support, changes in work methods, and other reasonable accommodations. There are employer hiring requirements as well, combined with public resources intended to help make employment successful. That distinction matters. Instead of asking only, how do we prepare a person with a disability to fit an existing job, Taiwan is also asking, what can we change about the job, the workplace, and the workforce system so that more people can contribute? Digital transformation can remove barriers, but it can also create new ones. That is why inclusive digital skills and accessible technology deserve attention, while new workforce systems are being built not only after barriers appear. And this leads to the larger observation. No country has all the answers. One nation may develop a better way to design inclusive training. Another may build stronger employer partnerships. Another may use technology to remove barriers. Another may try something that simply does not work. All of those experiences have value. Because countries experience workforce change at different times. One country's experience can become another country's early signal. If another workforce system encounters a problem before yours does, you do not necessarily have to wait until that problem reaches you. You can ask, what happened? What did they try? What worked? What failed? What conditions made the difference? And what should we be watching for at home? There is an understandable question about international workforce development. Why should I care what another country is doing when my responsibility is to workers and employers in my own country? Because international learning does not make workforce development less local. It can make us better at solving local problems. The purpose is not to copy another country's workforce system. Different economies, policies, cultures, employers, and institutions matter. The purpose is to learn from a larger body of experience, to see possibilities we may not have considered, to recognize problems earlier, and to challenge assumptions about our own systems that we might never question if we only looked at ourselves. Technology crosses borders, employers cross borders, workers cross borders, demographic pressures cross borders, ideas certainly cross borders. Why should workforce learning stop at them? So perhaps the question is not, why should I care what another country is doing? Perhaps the better question is, what might another country already be learning that could help us make a better decision here? Taiwan's work on disability employment and inclusive digital transformation is one example. It is not a model every country should simply copy. It is something workforce professionals everywhere can observe, question, and learn from. Workforce development will always be implemented locally. But we do not have to learn alone. The problems may be global, the solutions will often be local, but the learning should cross borders. And sometimes, one country's experience may give another country something extraordinarily valuable: time,